Mike.
Real news.
I just broke CPR's foot, bitch.
Okay.
Auditing America, Auditing America.
Welcome to Auditing America.
Bienvenidos a Auditing America. Shout outs to Fake Mike Real News and
CPR audits, guys.
my dog, CPR Audits in the house. Fake Mike Real News. If you haven't subscribed to all of our channels, make sure you do so tonight. We have a lot to talk about tonight and very important topics with Cody over here. Yeah, we'll give it a few moments so some more people tune in. Guys, share this live stream and make sure you hit the like button on your way in.
Ivan, James, Shay, what up? J. King, Patriots Knight, Brooke Knight, Francisco Knight, Ivan Knight, Christopher Knight. I'm knighting you all. Kneel before the Queen. Yes, guys, welcome. We're going to be talking about something that's long overdue here, and not only is it long overdue, but it's breaking news to a true crime story. That's right. All this information has never been collectively put together in one place, except for here on Auditing America, yet another Auditing America exclusive. Now, we're going to start off. We're going to broach a few subjects today, but we're going to start off today with a guy named John Lang. I want you guys to take a moment and share this video. Press 1 in the chat if you know who John Lang is. Press 2 if you do not. This is an important chat because John Lang was one of our forefathers when it came to this activism. So let's everyone put a 1 or 2 in the chat and take a second to share. Take a second to share because we are having a stream tonight in honor of a fallen soldier whose story needs to be told. So guys, 1 in the chat if you know who John Lang is, 2 in the chat if you do not know who John Lang is, and please take a second to share this feed with everybody. Take a moment to find Auditing America on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook.
Live and direct on the air.
Live and direct on the air. What's up? Yeah, he's got our links there, and thank you again to everybody that's been donating to $ Auditing America News on Cash App, $ Fake Mike Real News on Cash App. You guys have been enabling us to travel to other cities and do more audits. So there's a lot of 2s here, so that's good. Because I feel like I am actually, you know, a lot of times in your activism, we do so many different things here at Auditing America, from confrontations to audits to interviews to debates to covering news to breaking news, that, you know, sometimes you wonder if you are having an effect. And, you know, it's important, I believe, that when somebody like John Lang loses his life, that we tell his story, because it's an important story to tell, and this could happen to any of us. So everybody needs to know who John Lang is. So, I mean, CPR, if you want to start telling us, who is John Lang? Who was this guy?
John Lang was an activist from Fresno, California. He worked for the Fresno Bee. It was a newspaper, and he figured out that police were being pretty corrupt with people that were poor and less. I don't know how to.
So basically, one of the things that they were doing, this guy was an activist, right? He was holding police accountable. He was one of us, right? He was somebody that would be active in city council. He also came across this thing where cops were basically going to private businesses, private housing and parking lots, and instead of going against instead of going and using those untested rape kits or pick up on those cold casers or maybe go track down some wizards, no, what they were doing was they were using our tax dollars to illegally scan people's license plates to see if they had tickets or fines or warrants out, just so they could accumulate more funds. And where is this? Where is this guy? It's out in Cali. What part of Cali is this in again?
Fresno.
Fresno, that's right.
Fresno.
That's right. So this is out in Fresno, Cali. Cops are extremely corrupt. So he comes across
the scheme.
The scheme, and then so what starts happening to him?
He writes about it in the newspaper. Then police go to the newspaper and they find out who he is by the head of the newspaper. And then he starts getting stalked pretty much at his house. So he sets cameras up all over his house. You guys can go on YouTube and find, if you type in, I think it's just John Lang, and watch the videos. It's pretty eerie. Every night, almost, just
Cops
constant.
posting up in front of his house, right?
Yep.
Just sitting there.
Yep,
Just
random people.
Like rubbing their hands together, all this stuff. There was even one, tell them about the time where the guys with like the caravan rolled by.
There was a van that pulled up in front of his house, and the side door swung open, and there was a huge camera and a guy sitting on it, and another guy in the seat was talking on the phone, and then they shut the door and left. And it just looked like a big old thermal camera that they were looking in to see if he was home. It's very eerie, just weird. I don't know, a lot of people think it was just B-roll for a film. But
That's one of
just
the excuses that they've
coincidence.
given, but I mean, B-roll for a film, unless you're, why would you shoot B-roll at one house in Fresno? If B-roll usually would be somewhere, you know, they might put it in front of the Washington Monument and watch the people go by over time, or maybe a skyline of a city, or people walking through a shopping center, or something like that. B-roll is not one house that you're focusing on. So this guy was being targeted. This guy was being bullied. And so what happens is you have the police, the corrupt police out in Fresno, instead of upholding the rights, instead of going after the wizards or the cold casers or what have you, guys, share this feed right now. Let's get more eyes on this. And if you're just joining,
Is
smack
that like a
the
law?
like. Smack the like.
Please
So he starts
hit
being,
the like button.
So John Lang starts being stalked and harassed by police on duty. They would sit there. I saw one video where at least a half dozen parked their car across the street from John Lang's, and this is on John Lang's YouTube channel. Rest in peace to John Lang. There's surveillance from his house, and they're parked over there. They're just like staring across the street. You know, rubbing their hands together. They got their arms crossed. It was like the Miami police that was sitting there, you know, posting up in front of their cars, you know, smoking cigars, you know, like trying to be like, real intimidating. But then it gets a little bit worse. I think he goes to social media as well as the Fresno Bee and say, hey, I'm being harassed and targeted right here. So then what happens next, CPR?
Nobody believes him. He posts on his YouTube, or he posts on his Facebook actually, that if somebody has a gun and wants to come stay at his house, they're more than welcome, because that's how afraid he was of the Fresno police. Actually, 3 days before he was killed, ended up dying, he messaged on Facebook and said that the Fresno police were going to kill him in the next couple of days.
He basically
Predicted his death.
He predicted his own death. He said, hey, by the way, I have uncovered this crazy scheme where cops are doing this corrupt stuff and now they're stalking and harassing me. And it looks like they're gonna try to kill me this weekend. And if I do die, it's specifically gonna be the Fresno police.
He said that?
He didn't say use as many specificallys.
But he said,
But I'm trying to emphasize the points here. He literally said that though on Facebook.
Like, he stole our word? No, I'm just kidding.
No, rest in peace to John
No,
Lang.
rest
Yeah.
in peace to him, but he really said that.
He really said that. It made
And then
it
the police killed him?
And so wait, you gotta tune in, guys. Share this. This is a murder mystery, guys.
This is very
It's
interesting.
getting good, guys. And if you're just joining us, sex, drugs, rock and roll. Now I got your attention, right? See, we got murder coming up. All right, so John Lang, activist, is auditing police, right? And then the police start auditing him. But it's not auditing when they do it because they're getting paid to protect our rights. But instead they start harassing an innocent civilian. They've got cops, fire trucks going all up and down, people going into his yard, people trying to get friendly with his dog. Hey, buddy, here's a little treat. Hey, it's okay. I'm your friend. And then he gets harassed. Say, by the way, I'm exposing corruption, and if I die this weekend, it's the Fresno police. Yeah. So then what happens, Mr. PR? Oh, no, sorry, that's Mr. PR. This is Mr. CPR.
yep.
I'm Mr. America.
And But Puerto Rico's a part of America.
Yep,
So he
yep.
can't be PR, you know? Sorry.
So
I'm Mr. Ancapistan.
So then he notices that his house was broken into.
Damn.
Nothing was took,
This
anything
guy
like
just did
that.
something with Elmo.
But
So he gets his house broken in. He
Yep,
says, hey,
yep.
I'm about to die. Hey, anybody with a gun want to come sleep with me? Because I'm fearful for my life. By the way, Fresno police is stalking me. I mean, even people, they say, oh, Auditing America, you're harassing us. We walk into a place like this. Hi, can we have a public records request, please?
Yeah.
You're harassing us. You're harassing us. Meanwhile, the police are outside of his house.
Hi,
like
I
this.
need a public record
like
request.
this. So they're like, oh, see what I got right here? See what... They're harassing this guy. Literally harassing this guy. Stalking him. These Fresno police, many of whom are still on the force, are stalking our protagonist in the story, John Lang. Please continue, Mr. CPR.
So then, like the day before he posted the Facebook post that he was going to die in the next couple days, probably by the Fresno police, there was a cleaning van that pulled up in front of his house. And they just sat there. A guy got out.
Hold on one sec. I'm going to interrupt you, CPR. But this is the part where we're not just talking about John Lang. Now we're going to tell you about John Lang, but we're also, I need you to share this video, guys, because we also have absolutely breaking news. CPR, do you have the video on your phone?
I think I do.
We're going to see if we can get this video up. Either way, we'll talk about it. But me and CPR recorded a video. We're gonna try to pull that up while we can. But we're also going to show you, we're breaking news on the John Lang story. We're literally breaking news. So, and by the way, CPR also has a brand new murder mystery channel coming out soon. So stay tuned to that. How many of you guys, while CPR is finding that video, how many of you guys in this chat, because we're gonna get to the end of this story of John Lang, but then also what we're gonna do is we're gonna move forward with breaking news. So I need you to share this video. How many of you guys in the chat, press 1 if you're already subscribed to CPR Audits. Press 1 in the chat if you subscribe to CPR Audits. 2 if you have not. I'm going to take a sip of a beverage. What's up, Hurricane D's? Nice. Thank you, Black.
Thank you.
Thank you, Irma. Thank you, Al. Thank you.
Hurricane.
What is CPR? That's CPR, constitutionally protected rights.
Yep.
He's breathing life back into human freedom. He's got an audit channel. You guys are telling this is breaking news like it's a joke. This is not a joke. This is very serious stuff, right? I'm Goof. I'm not the world's. I'm not Brian Williams up here who lies about being shot down under the war. I'm just a regular guy, right? I also understand that. Hey, I can't be serious all the time. I deal with depressing stuff all the time. All work and no play make Jack a dull boy. Yeah, I'm not the best presenter of this information. If you think you can do a better job, even if you don't think you can do a better job, you need to get out here and do this. I can't be the only one doing this. We need more people that are bringing nonviolent activism out here. Okay, so thank you to everyone subscribing to CPR Audits. If you haven't, when the stream is done, go over and do so. Now, I believe CPR has the video. So if you're just joining us, smash the like, and I'm gonna catch you up. John Lang, police activist, uncovered corruption, Fresno Police Department, Fresno, California. Then he starts getting stalked and harassed by the police. He has people coming by with thermal cameras. He has cops out front of his house, right? And then, all of a sudden, on his surveillance cam, this little cleaning company comes by. Tell him about this very interesting cleaning company.
So the cleaning company comes by. The guy gets out of the vehicle, goes around to the side, leans in talking to his buddy in the passenger seat, and he just keeps looking back at John Lang's house, just constantly for about, 10, 15 minutes. And then he gets back in his vehicle and leaves. Well, this cleaning company does not exist. The actual location for it is an empty lot on Google. So we called, and we
so
got some interesting things.
So we're gonna play the video right here. How long is this video here?
This is, I think it's a 4-minute video.
So we're gonna play this little clip here, and
It'll explain better what's
so
going on.
what happens is, so right before John Lang's death, there's this cleaning company that comes up out front, right? And for a while, they were on YouTube. Sorry, they had a website, and when you go look at them in the Secretary of State at the California Secretary of State offices, looking up their businesses, the times that they existed don't overlap with when they were actually driving there. They were not a business entity that existed at the time they were outside of John Lang's house. So that's suspicious in the first place. Why is a business that does not technically exist going up in front of John Lang's house? And why are people coming out of the house? He mentions some of these people as well too.
What's up, Michigan?
No, it's our video. We recorded ourselves. We're good. And this is an exclusive video right here that has never been played. And then even after this, we have more exclusive information as well too. So this cleaning company is extremely suspect. And the thing about this cleaning company is there wasn't a website, then there was a website. It was very shady, right? So there's all the speculations like, is this cleaning company just a front for the police or maybe the intelligence apparatus even to do wet works? What's wet works? Well, that's murder for hire. So me and CPR is teaching me about John Lang and what's going on. And we're sitting here, we're doing research. I'm on the Secretary of State's website. He's showing me videos, right? And then I'm like, all right, let's get this cleaning company and let's give them a call. So this is a recording, a video, 4 minutes long. And this is what happens when me and CPR call to see if this cleaning company did in fact exist. So I'd like to hear you guys take, and before we get into this 4 minutes, right now is the time to listen intently and share this feed, smack the like, comment so more people get to this, and we will get to your comments and questions after, so hang tight.
Yep. All right. Let's see, all right, here we go.
Doing this all when CPR and I showed me this information, I was astonished that I was unaware of this. I spent all my time researching stuff, completely unaware of this story. John Lang's fascinating. I'm going to do a ton of research on this, and I'm just starting. I never go off half-cocked, but admittedly so, I'm going off half-cocked right now. So, before the call, we heard, oh, this place doesn't even really exist. It's a fake. It's a cover. Oh, it's not even a real business. So, we're like, okay, well, let's call. We call, see, is this a real business? Somebody picks up. Halfway through, I'm like, oh, this dude picks up. Record. So it records. So we're talking to this person. And we're talking to this person, if you're watching this video, today's date is Friday, April 2nd, 2021. We're in the year 2021 right now. And so this is not an April Fool's. It's after midnight. So it's definitely not an April Fool's. So we talked to somebody from the phone number given to us online for these guys. So then we come over to this website here, businesssearch.secretaryofstate.california.gov, and I put it in the search I'll go back because I just searched it, but so if you go to Secretary of State's official website here, business search, and you put in guaranteed carpet to come up. This is the correct one here. I've looked through both of these. The other one's Florida. This one is California here. So, as you can see, over here, it was created in 2015. The status is currently dissolved, which I'm going to come back to in one sec, but the agent for service or process is Zaki Mahmoud Alwawi, and you can see the Clovis, California address here, and these are the papers. You can print out the PDF, but you can see dissolution 2019. I just talked to somebody in 2021 who said they're open for business and they could help me out, and they were acting sketchy as hell. Why can you help me out if your business is dissolved? According to the Secretary of State's website. And strangely enough, you've got this other comment, which I'm just thinking about this now. The first comment has, so this is crazy. So they said, when you listen to some videos online of people, they say there's only one comment, and this is the comment, a generic comment that you find here by somebody named Arden Fresno, who we're going to look into. We're going to open another tab. Stay tuned. We might be looking at him soon. But now here, This is a negative comment. It's just like they're not saying anything about John Lang or anything like that. Just negative comments saying, oh, they overpriced and, oh, my grandma. But take a look at this. 2014. That's interesting because over here, it was registered as a business 2015. So we have reviews. This is art, but we have reviews before the business was created. And then I just effing talked to somebody who was gonna give me services to call back during business hours, but I didn't realize you could have business hours after business was dissolved.
Thank you for the super chat, Donald.
Something is astray here. Something is afoot here. I know I can speak for CPR here. We're not accident prone. We're not going to rape children. We're not going to rape women. We're not racist. And we don't plan on hurting ourselves anytime soon. And I intend on living a long, healthy life. And CPR, would you agree with my assessment there?
Yes, yeah, very much.
So, you know, John Lang, you did not die in vain. I apologize to John Lang and his family for not knowing who he was. And you know what? The American people should know John Lang's name. And he's not going to die in vain. We're gonna pick up this story because this is incredible. So stay tuned to CPR Audits and Fake Mike Real News for some updates on this because this is absolutely crazy.
I think that's it.
All right, so we're establishing that the business has reviews before it was even created, and then it's offering services to after. So CPR and myself were bringing this up recently on the Red Pill Hardcore Radio Show, which I co-host, which is a syndicated radio broadcast across a few stations here in the United States and Canada. And we had CPR on, and he was breaking down not just John Lang, but some other true crime, which we're going to get to too, as well as your comments and questions, which we'll go through. But in the meantime here, so we decided to call this number again live on air. Well, before we talk about that too, I'm going to see if I can even pull that phone call up quickly. Mm-hmm. Tell people what happened
How he died?
afterwards. Yeah, tell people about how he died in the aftermath, because that's pretty suspect.
Yeah, so on January 20th, 2016, police were called to a fire at his residence. They said that when they got there, the door was barricaded from the inside. They had to kick down, tear it down, whatever, to get inside. Whenever they found him, he had 3 stab wounds to his chest and 1 to his back. And they said that he died of suicide, that he stabbed himself and then set his own house on fire, which does not make any sense at all. It's one of the worst ways probably to kill yourself. It just does not make any sense at all. So that's what happened, and that was literally, I think, 3 days after he posted that the Fresno police were going to kill him. I don't
So
know if
yeah,
we
he
can find
dies
that video
right
or not.
afterwards. I'm trying to find the audio. I don't think I'll be able to find it right now. But so we call back.
Mm-hmm.
So first of all, that's the first part of breaking news, is that we discovered that they had reviews. I mean, these are either a break in the internet, a glitch in the matrix, or they were falsely putting reviews up before and predating the reviews. Because we have reviews on their website before the business was even created at the Secretary of State with California. And then the business supposedly dissolved in 2019. However, we called, as that video said, in April of 2021, and the business was still there. So we did another call. Did we record that initial phone call? No, we didn't. So, but we did, and you know, we'll bring it up actually tomorrow night when we go live. So stay tuned. I'll actually pinpoint the part of the video where, who knows, I might have time to tonight, but definitely by tomorrow night, make sure you hit the bell for notifications. I'll pinpoint the part of the video where we call. So that's the breaking news there. One, we also have more breaking news on the John Lang story. Now, we're on the radio show. We're interviewing CPR Audits, and we decide to call
that number again. And if I'm correct, it was definitely after typical business hours because the radio show is from 11 p.m. to 1 a.m. Eastern. And so it must have been at least after 8 p.m. I think it was like 9 p.m. I think we called in the second hour.
Yep.
And so it was obviously after typical business hours, 8 or 9 p.m. on the West Coast, Fresno time. And how did that phone call go, CPR?
It was the same guy that answered the first time we called in April. He sounded real sketchy, very just not right.
And I basically
yeah, go ahead.
I was basically calling like, hey, what's going on, man? Glad I caught you. I got a real problem here. I need you to come help me out real fast, if you know what I mean. Wink, wink. He was like, what? I was like, hey, I got an issue. I need you to take care of it right now. Boom, boom. And then I'm basically saying, hey, look, I got a body I need you to come take care of. And then what does he say?
He said, what's the address?
He said, what's the address? Because this is a cleaning service. This is a cleaning company, a carpet cleaning company. First, I'm like, beating around the bush with the nod and the wink. Hey, got a real big problem, need your help here immediately. Assuming like I already know this guy, I already know what this business is about. I need your help to cover up for a body, wink, wink. Then he's like, what are you talking about? What are you really getting at? I'm like, hey, look, I'm in a sticky situation and time is of the essence. I need you here right now. We'll play the audio. We'll play the audio either tonight or tomorrow night. Then he was still kind of, I'm like, I have a body. I need you to take care of it. He was like, okay, I'll be right there. What's the address? And then we gave him
John
Lang's address.
Then he hung up.
And he hung up.
Who said that?
The owner of the cleaning company, which reportedly may have been the individuals involved, alleged involvement in the ultimate demise of John Lang.
And where's this company from?
Fresno, California.
And the company no longer exists.
Right.
According to the Secretary of State's website, as of me checking in 2021 of April, it was dissolved in 2019.
So you guys are saying that apparently and allegedly, who do you think is responsible?
The police.
I believe,
that's what you think?
I think it's, I'm not sure, but I definitely think it's possible because people like the police and the intelligence agencies have used people in the past, private companies in the past, to clean up their stuff and do works. And I just think it's interesting that this guy comes up and exposes police corruption.
And they only have 2 reviews on their website. One that was in 2014, a year before they were even a company. And then there was one that was a couple days after John Lang's death.
So let's go through this
That's
timeline, guys, if you're just joining us. John Lang's like, hey, there's some corruption going on where the police are being corrupt and immoral and targeting poor and minority people. It's my duty to tell people. Tells people. And then he's like, hey, funny thing going on, kind of weird. I'm being stalked and harassed by the police department that I'm exposing that's supposed to work for me. You might want to check that out. Here's some videos, surveillance videos. Here are videos of weird people coming by my house, multiple people trying to get friendly with my dog. Here are all these weird things going on. And then it gets to the point where he's like, hey, I'm going to die and I'm going to be murdered by the Fresno police.
Help me.
And so the Fresno police doesn't want to look like they pull up to his house in a cruiser. They send a cleaning company that seemingly is not existent, but yet will help me cover up for a dead body. We have the audio there. And so rest in peace to John Lang. So I'm gonna see if I can get this audio for you right now. But CPR, tell people, take a moment to tell, before we get to the next topic, tell people about your upcoming true crime show, your channel coming up, and also about what about CPR audits and what kind of content are you gonna be giving us on your new true crime channel? Do you have a name yet? When is it coming out, etc.?
So the name is Murder Man Studios, and that's basically what I've been doing the last 6 months. And that's why I haven't really posted any other videos for auditing. I've been working just on that channel. I haven't uploaded any videos yet, but I have a lot that are already done and edited. So like I'll be going around to people that are missing their houses. I've done a couple searches for missing people, like Jennifer Kessie, dad from Orlando, Florida. That's a main one. He was actually there with me on that one. We went and we did like a little search around the area for her, for keys. I've been to serial killers' houses.
Take a minute to tell people the whole story about Jessica Kessie.
Jennifer Kessie.
Jennifer Kessie, pardon me, while I get this audio going here.
Yeah, Jennifer Kessie, she was a young girl from Orlando, Florida that disappeared from her apartment complex in January of 2006, and she's never been found. Real sketchy stuff. If you guys want to know more on that video, you can subscribe to Murder Man Studios, and I got the whole video on there for you. That should be out probably next week is when I'm going to straight open it up. Also, I went to, natural or like disaster places like the Oklahoma City bombing, the Twin Towers, I think Mandalay Bay in Las Vegas, Nat Memorial. Been to a lot of places in the last 6 months.
So guys, I'm getting this audio pulled up. I've almost found it's just difficult with this player right now. Sorry, bear with me, guys. Please take a second to share this for me. I'm trying to get this rewound.
We almost got it.
Almost got the audio. So yeah, what's the story with Mrs. Kessie in the meantime? If you could kind of take us from the beginning to the end of the story and where that stands, and who you think some of the potential alleged suspects may be, that would be interesting, and kind of set up where that is, and then as soon as that happens, I'll be able to pop in with the actual audio from the phone conversation. So I appreciate you waiting, guys.
Okay, yeah. So the day she disappeared was actually January 23rd of 2006. She disappeared from the Millennia Apartments in Orlando, Florida, right across the street from the mall, brand new mall that was built in 2006.
Hold on, CPR, before you start that story,
You got it?
tell everybody how to find me, Auditing America, and you on social media, because I have the audio. We're not going to get to Jennifer Kessie just yet. Tell people about Auditing America and me and you and how to find us real quick.
Yeah, we're on all platforms, CPR Audits, YouTube, TikTok. That's the only two that I have. Fake Mike Real News, Auditing America are on every platform, from Facebook all the way to Instagram. Find them there. Their Cash Apps. I don't remember what your Cash App is.
Yeah,
actually.
so Auditing America's Cash App is $ Auditing America News, $ Auditing America News, $ Auditing America News on Cash App. My Cash App is fake $fake Mike Real News, $ Fake Mike Real News, $ Fake Mike Real News, and I have the audio here. So hang tight, just rewinding a few more seconds, and what I'm going to play for you right now, and I appreciate your patience with me. I got it right here, perfect.
I was on mute. My bad. I said the SHI word too. Sorry about that.
All right, so I'm calling the number of Quality Cleaning in Fresno. Let me know how the audio is. Press 1 if the audio is okay, 2 if it's not. Kanika Jenkins.
John Lang's address. Mm-hmm. What is that? I don't. Text me that. 648 North Van Ness Avenue, Fresno. 648. North what?
This call will be
Van
recorded
Ness.
for quality assurance. Thank you for calling. Please press 1 to continue.
Got it.
Same guy we called the first time.
They can't hear it.
Hello? Hey, Zach. Sorry, I couldn't reach the last second. Hey, I got a situation out here. I was wondering if you boys could come out and help me clean things up.
Okay, what do you got?
Well, had a little accident over here, and sticky situation. Need to get this cleaned up as soon as possible.
Okay. I still don't know what you got.
Well, I got a body, and I need to get this cleaned up as soon as possible.
Okay.
Can you guys come out?
Yeah, sure. Well, is it right here in Fresno?
Yeah. I'm on Van Ness.
What's that?
I'm down on Van Ness Ave.
Oh, okay.
You think you boys could come out?
Okay.
Great. How long you think?
Yeah.
Cool.
30
How long?
minutes.
How long till you guys can get here?
30 minutes.
Perfect. Awesome, man. Are you going to be coming out personally?
Sure.
Awesome. Thanks, Zach. Yo, you the man. I appreciate this one again. It's 648 North Van Ness Ave. This guy just said he would clean up a body until I told him it was Van Ness. I was like, I was beating around the bush. I just said, hey, did you guys hear that?
Wow.
He was about to clean up a body until I told him it was this guy's address.
So nobody would be like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna come to your house, unless they were undercover police. You know, most people would have hung up right there whenever you said body. They would have said, oh, prank, or it's real. Either way, I don't want any part of it. But he was like, yeah, what's the address? I'll be out in 30 minutes. Like, I don't know.
So, incredible breaking news right there, guys, from the John Lang story. Now, there's no way you can help John Lang monetarily or anything like that because he's already deceased, unfortunately. So rest in peace to John Lang. What you can do is you can go find his YouTube channel and make him get 100,000, 200,000 subscribers. I think last I checked, he was still growing, but he's only got like 15, 16,000. But you can find John Lang. You can find the surveillance information right on YouTube, John Lang. It's called Lang Marine, but if you type John Lang, I think it's called, it comes right up. Give him a subscription. Tell the system. Forget about it.
Watch the videos, come up with your own, thoughts.
And if you're in Fresno, and you know what? I never ask for donations. I only ask for you to share. But if there is a, hold on, Futoy is saying something. Hold on, I'm gonna see what Futoy is saying. Click the dots next to my post and choose to pin the. Okay, I'll try to do that in a sec. Is it? No, I don't think that I can do that on the phone, dude. I'll have to check it out. But I would definitely love for somebody that's a billionaire to finance me, CPR, and Mr. America to go audit and FOIA Fresno. And even do some more breaking news on this story because according to the official coroner's report, I believe they're saying it was suicide.
Yep.
Yeah, he shot and stabbed himself and set his house on fire and burned to death. I mean, did he also make anthrax and sniff that too? I mean,
So he stabbed himself 3 times in the chest and once in the back, and then set his house on fire and laid there.
and statistically speaking, CPR can tell you that men rarely, if ever, use a knife to commit suicide. They will more than likely shoot themselves
Or hang themselves.
and then or hang themselves. You're right. They're not going to stab themselves in the chest. It's just highly anomalous.
Especially 3 times.
Yeah. So a lot of stuff doesn't add up, and we owe it to John, his family, his friends, the community, human beings in general to get truth and justice out for John Lang in any and every nonviolent way that's possible. So I do want to take a sec because there's a lot of true crime, and CPR can talk about a lot of it. We could talk about Son of Sam, John Wayne Gacy. We could talk about some of the Wizard Rings. We can talk about Jennifer Kessie. I want to know what you true crime fans out there want to hear us bring up. So I'm going to get your questions early because there's a couple topics I want to get to. Futoy, rest well, warrior. This guy is always putting in work. Thank you, Futoy. So yeah, what true crime topics do you guys want to see? I think somebody were putting it in there already, and I didn't get a chance to really look at it.
Kanika, what was that one?
Kanika Jenkins.
Yeah,
from,
Kanika Jenkins, yeah.
from Chicago.
Yeah, talk about that one. That's a really interesting one.
So Kanika Jenkins, she went to a party at a very fancy hotel in Chicago, Illinois. So she went there with friends, and then her friends ended up leaving without her, and they didn't know where she was. Well, she was found, I think, a day or two later in the actual freezer of the Chicago hotel. Her pants were unbuttoned, unzipped, pulled down a little bit. Her top was actually pulled up. One of her shoes were off and missing in the corner of the freezer itself. And they said that she opened up the freezer door, went in there, and died, pretty much, from the cold. The surveillance footage from the hotel shows her stumbling around. It's very unbelievable to know that she got from one of the top floors all the way down to the kitchen level and found her way into the freezer and even actually opened it up, because those type of freezers are very heavy. They're like if you've ever seen
Worked at a restaurant or something like that.
or ever seen Saw and that big old door, or Texas Chainsaw Massacre, that door. It's one of those really heavy doors, and she could barely walk, barely stand up. So, and plus she was very tiny. So for her to pull that door open on her own, go in there, and then shut the door behind her is just, to me, it's impossible. I've seen videos of, there's actually a girl that posted a video that's friends with the family of Kanika Jenkins, posted a video of her trying to open up that freezer door. And I mean, she's yanking on the door trying to get it open, and it's hard for her. And she's a grown woman, sober, and probably an extra 50 pounds on Kanika Jenkins, and she could barely open up the door. So it's very suspicious that they said that she did it by herself. Plus, a lot of people think that there's actually footage missing from the security footage.
Yeah, tell people why, because I think that's interesting. I think it might be too, because it looks like
Somebody's following her almost in the footage in some parts. You almost see so the camera catches anything that moves and it puts like a box around it. And you see Kanika Jenkins with the box around her. And then in some clips, you almost see like a little box up in the corner, like around corners. And it's very suspicious.
Yeah.
It's like somebody, I think it was just a worker that worked there, like a manager or, a busboy, somebody there that took advantage of her.
Well, the
in
thing
her
is,
state.
too, I think that may be the case. It could be a patron, but I think either way, whether it's a patron or somebody working there, I feel like, and now correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like the staff, some of the other staff would have had to be in on this too, which makes it more likely that it was probably a member of the staff themselves helping
just
a
a
friend
random person.
than a random person. Because I feel like I agree with one of the commenters saying, yeah, I think it looks like there is missing footage right there. And then another commenter said sloppy police work, right? Because if there's other footage, why isn't the police all over that?
Yep.
A lot of that doesn't make sense to me, and I don't understand why they would be seeking to cover that up, quite frankly.
Yeah. I don't know, but and then even if she did go in there by herself and shut the door behind herself, why is she unbuttoning her pants and pulling them down and lifting up her shirt and exposing herself?
In a freezer?
And knocking off one of her shoes. I guess you could argue that she got hypothermia or something and just delusionally or disoriented in a state took off her clothes or tried to take off her clothes because she thought she was hot, but she was just so drunk. I don't think that she could have even had that thought. I don't know. Now I'm just kind of rambling.
Interesting. Okay, so that's Kanika Jenkins. Interesting. So let's go. That
is
wasn't a
there
one-man job. Yeah, that.
Another case somebody wants to throw?
Yeah, what other cases you guys want to talk about? I'm always interested in how we have, and maybe CPR could at least briefly comment on this. We have these cults that pop up, whether it's
Nexium or Scientology or Son of Sam or Dean Coral, and who was the guy that had the little island in Lake Michigan there, or in the Great Lakes. All these connections. John Wayne Gacy, right? One of the things that I notice is with a lot.
Ed Kemp.
Yeah, Ed Kemp. Yeah, who's Ed Kemp? Talk about that.
Oh, Brian Laundrie. He's not even on my radar. As somebody even worth talking about, to be honest. Yeah, John Wayne Gacy. He was, or no, Ed Kemper. That's what you said, right? You
Yeah.
said John Wayne Gacy.
Yep.
Yeah, Ed Kemper. The college campus killer, whatever. Yeah, he's a weird one. He turned himself in, called the police and said, "Hey, yeah, the girls that came up missing, and dead. I'm the one that did it. I'll be here at this payphone." They didn't believe him. He called back, said, "Well, go to my house. You'll find my mom. She's dead, decapitated."
Kendrick Johnson.
Yes, Kendrick Johnson.
Is that the guy in Georgia?
Georgia, the
We're
high
going to
school.
talk about that one. We're going to talk about Elisa Lam too, guys. So stay tuned and share the video. But keep going with Ed Kemp.
So he called back and told him, don't go to my house. You'll find my mother's dead body and the neighbor's dead body in there, and my mom's head's decapitated. And I threw darts at it, sitting up there on the mantle.
Great point, Johnny Truth, but we can't get into that out here. But great point, what you're saying. Keep going, CPR. Sorry.
No, you're good. So they went there, they did that, and they called the number back immediately. And they believed him, so they came and got him. And then whenever they got there, they realized that Ed Kemper was the guy that was always coming down to the police bar. He was there almost every day talking to the police officers and detectives after they got off work. So they knew Ed Kemper, and they would even actually talk about the cases with Ed Kemper that he was actually committing. Ed Kemper actually drove and picked up about like 20 or 30 girls before he actually committed his first murder. Each time that he picked up somebody, he got a little bit more of an urge to do it, and he always had a knife in his car, and it took him like 20 or 30 times to finally go for it. And even after that, there were some other girls that he would pick up and actually not hurt at all. He's a weird one. Plus, he's like 7 foot tall and just a weird person. John Douglas, the serial killer profiler, that's actually one of the first people that he interviewed to learn about the minds of a serial killer and their habits and, kind of why they do what they do. If you've ever seen Mindhunter on Netflix, the first season, that's one of the main characters in there. So yeah, he's a weird one, Ed Kemper.
Elisa Lam is a very interesting one. I want to, if you can kind of give people an overview of that one. And I'm not sure if you remember the video that I showed you with that dude who broke down the Elisa Lam thing.
Yeah, that was
With the IP and
weird.
stuff like that. That guy's channel has since been taken down, unfortunately. But yeah, let's talk a little bit about Elisa Lam because it's important. It's a interesting case. Netflix has done a take on it, but unfortunately, some of the other stuff that him and I have learned was other breaking news, and that channel has since been taken down. So maybe you could tell people just a general about Elisa Lam, then we can get into some of the details.
Yeah, so Elisa Lam was she was a tourist. I don't know if it was from Japan or China, but
From Canada, actually, from Western Canada.
Oh, okay. No, her parents
Her parents were there.
were there.
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Yes.
So yeah, she was a tourist from Canada, and she came and she was staying at the Cecil Hotel.
Tell people about the Cecil Hotel in the first place because it has quite a storied past.
Oh yeah, the Cecil Hotel. I mean, that's been home to 2 serial killers that we know of. Richard Ramirez and the other guy's name is he was Austrian, Gerlinger or something like that, and he actually went to prison in Austria for murdering somebody, and then he got released from prison and became he wrote a book and would go on talk shows about how he was changed and and all that.
Do you think he changed?
No, not at all. No. And then he became a reporter, and then he came over.
How many years did he do? Because he was only in Austria. He couldn't have done that many years if he.
Like 10 years or something.
Wow,
Not a
geez.
lot.
Yeah, the time was, geez, that's pretty crazy for a murder. That's not, wow. I mean,
So he came to California, and he was staying and living in the Cecil Hotel. And then a few girls were coming up, murdered and strangled, and he was actually reporting on those crimes. Well, after like the first, couple of them, he put in his report how one of the ladies died, and the police never released that yet. So they were like, well, how does this guy know that? And then come to find out, he was actually the one that was doing it, and then he was reporting on his own crimes. And then everybody should know who Richard Ramirez is. Yep, Richard, baby. Yep. Yeah, so Richard Ramirez, the Night Stalker, the original Night Stalker, was a pretty sick person, definitely, and he lived there for. That's when actually during his crime spree was there.
what do you make of, Richard Ramirez is probably one of the most famous serial killers of all time. What do you make of his and other serial killers' relationship with so-called Satanism and the occult? I mean, Richard Ramirez is somebody that, was pretty...
Yeah, he said "Hail Satan" at his at the court, and
What do you
actually
make
drew a
of
pentagram
that?
on his hand.
What do you make of that? And I probably got a follow-up question for you on that, too.
Yeah, he was real heavily into Satan and devil
so you
worshiping.
see that in the Son of Sam cult. You see it in the Nexium cult, too, right? They actually said that the branding and rituals were literally legit. This came out in court documents. I was saying it years before. They called me crazy. But now it's in court.
Unterweger, that's right. Jack Unterweger. Unterweger, that's right. Yep.
Yeah, thank you for that.
Yes, thank you.
But yeah, they were basing the rituals on literal satanic stuff. I mean, what is it? Do these people believe that there is no God, or they need to bring balance and they have to do good and bad? Do they actually believe that there's Satan that they're worshiping? I mean, because you do see this time after time, it popping up in Son of Sam, Nexium, Richard Ramirez. These people are like legit Satanists in a way.
Yeah, they I don't know if they believe that killing is going to give them some kind of power, or make them live longer, or give them like I don't know, like an eternity of like goodness when he dies. Who knows? People are crazy, and you don't know what people are thinking and why they do what they do. Some shit just doesn't make sense. It makes sense to them, but it doesn't make any sense to us. But anyway, yeah, the Cecil Hotel had Richard Ramirez living there, had Jack Unterweger living there. There's been so many suicides in the Cecil Hotel. So many people have killed themselves there. I actually think the movie 1408, the horror movie with, what's his name? I forget what the main character guy's name is, but the movie 1408, where he stays at the haunted hotel, is loosely based on the Cecil Hotel. But anyway, Elisa Lam. So she went there, she stayed at the Cecil Hotel. The name of it actually changed when she was staying at it, and it was called Stay on Main. So she stayed there, and the last place that she actually went to was a bookstore down the street from the Cecil Hotel. And the books that she got the bookstore was called Last Shop or Last Day Books or something like that, which was pretty suspicious because that was the last place she was at. It's just weird. Anyway, there's surveillance footage of her kind of playing peekaboo in the elevators and just acting all weird.
The door wouldn't shut.
Yes, the door would not shut.
It looks like there's some type of... It looks like she's one of two things, and I could be wrong. This is pretty famous footage, but it looks like one of two things are going on. Either somebody is schizophrenic.
Yes, John Cusack, thank you.
If somebody is schizophrenic and they think that somebody is like playing games and there's a ghost there, or there's actually some type of something that is there and some type of phenomena is actually in reality occurring.
Yep.
One of the interesting things is it may or may not be something to do with the footage being altered yet again. Like we saw at the Pentagon, we had that footage altered. We've had footage removed when Epstein supposedly killed himself. We had footage removed with the Boston bombing. Princess Diana's death, Las Vegas, so on and so forth. So,
Want to go do the live upstairs?
no, yeah, we're gonna finish this up in a minute, but I want to make a couple points about Elisa Lam as well. It may not be as cut and dry as people think. She may have been involved in some technology that is cutting edge and some potential cloaking technology too. And it's very interesting that I believe when you look up the her IP, or the IP from the bookstore, it actually goes to the grave where Elisa Lam is buried. But guys, we're gonna wrap this up. Find CPR Audits on YouTube. CPR Audits, CPR Audits, CPR Audits. Find them on YouTube. We're gonna get back into more true crime stuff. Remember, guys, much love to John Lang. Find Auditing America News on Cash App. $ Auditing America News, $ Auditing America News, $ Auditing America News on Cash App. Find Auditing America on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. Also, find me on Cash App, $ Fake Mike Real News, $ Fake Mike Real News, $ Fake Mike Real News, Instagram Fake Mike Real News, FakeMikeRealNews.com, Facebook Fake Mike Real News, all platforms, guys. We're gonna keep bringing you breaking news. We're gonna keep bringing you breaking information about all sorts of stuff. Check out my YouTube channel, Fake Mike Real News and Demand the Truth. Check out CPR when we wrap this out, guys. We're gonna be doing it, crossing all planes of existence with a fake mic